for supper tonight, I'm just making up some, well, what we call lazy lasagna. So it's basically just lasagna, but you don't do the layers. You just do it all in one dish, all mixed together. So in my dish here, I have a whole container of cottage cheese. I put an egg in there. I put probably a quarter of a cup or a little bit more of Parmesan cheese, some garlic powder, and some Italian seasoning. So that's what's mixed in there. I have my ground beef that I had already cooked and it was in the freezer, so that's fine. A jar of pasta sauce. I am just cooking some pasta on the stove now, and my cheese. So we're basically just going to cook our pasta and mix all of this, grate our cheese, and mix it all up and bake it in the oven. It's super simple and everybody really likes it here. So I just thought I would share it with you.
Move it to it, move it to it. There's the stage for her. You put this in the garbage.
Well, I'm just going to grate this cheese right now.
We'll see. What's in there?
What's she putting in there?
Imagine you actually live and have this whole slice.
Imagine. All right, Audrey's going to take over grating the cheese. You're doing a good job, Audrey. So I just have my meat. This meat was already cooked, so I didn't have to do this, but I just wanted to warm it up, and then I will put my sauce in there. I'm going to add some garlic in there. I already had an onion cooked with this meat, so I didn't have to add that.
Look at how cheese you have.
Whoa! A mountain of cheese. We're going to grate the whole block, okay, Audrey?
I think we're gonna have to scoop them all.
Okay, well, we can get a little container for it.
My thing turned into a flower, not a star.
Oh, did it? The kids, Audrey had made one of these in school, so the kids came home and tried to recreate it, but they cut a little picture and they poked holes, and then you're supposed to shine a flashlight in there and it makes a picture. Thank you, Emily. All right, so my meat is warmed through and my pasta is all cooked there. I'm just going to add a jar of pasta sauce. This is 4 cheese pasta sauce. So I'm going to add that in here. Are you throwing that on the floor? Emily is here playing with a bottle and she keeps throwing the lid on the floor and telling Audrey to go and fetch it. So I just added a little bit of water in there just to get what's left of the sauce. Oh, I hope that wasn't too much water. Yes, Audrey?
She said she had to work her husband.
So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I know I already added garlic in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. So everything's all mixed up and just ready to go in the oven. I just took our lasagna out of the oven. It is looking good. It smells good. It's got a nice, the cheese is nice and brown. It's nice and bubbly. So that's looking good. And I just have my water set to boil here. I'm just going to put some vegetables on to have as a side. So that is how supper's looking, our lazy lasagna. And we're just having broccoli with ours. Dave is just on his way home. He's going to be home soon.
2 minutes.
So that's how supper's looking tonight.
Bye. Bye.
Welcome back. It's Wednesday morning here. You want to say good morning to everybody? You gonna smile? It's Wednesday. The kids are in school, obviously, I guess. I'm just in the kitchen getting ready to make some macaroni and cheese for supper. I did have stew on the menu for today, but I just got thinking about some recipes that I haven't made in a while, and I thought macaroni and cheese sounds good, homemade macaroni and cheese. So I'm going to switch up my menu a little bit. We were supposed to have stew in the crock pot, but I'll do that tomorrow. I wanted to have a crock pot meal today because Ben has a piano lesson, but the macaroni and cheese will work fine too because I can just make it, and I can either bake it when we get home from his piano lesson, or I can just bake it early and we can just warm it up. I'm also going to make broccoli salad, which is really funny because I very rarely make broccoli salad, but the last time I shared a cook with me video, I made broccoli salad then too. So I just thought that was kind of funny, but I bought some broccoli in Superstore the other day and I'd like to get that used up. So anyway, we're going to make the macaroni and cheese. It's nothing fancy, but it is a big hit around here. I'm doubling the recipe, so I'll share that with you, and I'll try and remember to type it in the description box below. And then I'm going to get started on some pancakes. I have pancakes on the menu for the kids' lunches for tomorrow, so I'm going to make those while I'm in the kitchen. So anyway, I just thought I'd pick up my camera and take you along and share these recipes with you. Like I said, it's nothing fancy, pancakes and macaroni and cheese, but anyway, come along with me and we'll get cooking. So I have a few of my ingredients out. You need milk, macaroni, you need a little bit of onion, some butter, a whole lot more cheese than this. I have my water boiling on the stove for my macaroni. It's over there boiling, but here is the recipe. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, but I will try and remember to share the recipe down below. So I have my water boiling and I'm just going to add 2 cups of macaroni to that. I'm doubling the recipe. The recipe calls for 1 cup of macaroni, but I'm going to do 2. So my macaroni is boiling on the stove. So to my pot here, I'm going to add half a cup of butter. The recipe calls for 1/4, but I'm doubling it. And it also calls for a tablespoon of onion. So you could leave this out if you don't like onion. And you're just going to melt your butter and cook your onions until they're a little bit soft. Or you could use dried onion, it will be so much faster. What? Oh, thank you, Emily. All right, so our butter is melted. I just turned my burner down there. And my onions are softened. So to that, I'm going to add a half a cup of flour. The recipe calls for 1/4. So we're going to mix that in there. A whisk probably would have been better. And this is what is going to make our sauce thick. While that was cooking, I grated up my cheese. You just want to cook this for, just about like 30 seconds or so, I guess. You just want to kind of cook the flour a little bit. And then see how it'll get thick. So that's how mine's looking. I could almost add a little bit of more flour because I didn't measure my butter. So you just want to have equal amounts of butter and flour. But anyway, that should work. To that, we're going to add some pepper and salt. I don't measure those, but they'll be in the recipe. And we're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of mustard powder, so I'm going to use half. And then to that, we're going to add a lot of milk because I doubled the recipe. We're going to add 4 cups of milk, but we're going to do them kind of slow. So I'll start with 1, because if you add it all at once, it might not get thick. So I'm just going to do mine one at a time, and then when that thickens up, which won't take long, I will add the next. I'm going to turn my burner back up a little bit. My macaroni should be almost... My macaroni is just about cooked. So I'm just going to let that get thick, and then I'm going to add 3 more cups of milk, and then we add our cheese to that. It calls for 1 cup of cheese. I'm adding 2. There, that's starting to get thick. I just find if I don't double the recipe, it's just not enough for our family. And Dave will take this in his lunch tomorrow, and actually the kids probably, if there was leftovers, the kids probably would have taken it in their lunch too. So I'm just going to keep mixing this and add my 2 more cups of milk. And I've drained my macaroni. And now I am going to add my cheese. Mine's kind of stuck in my grater here. It calls for 1 cup of cheese. I don't ever measure this. So I'm adding 2, or however much I have here. This might actually be more than 2, I don't know. Try not to make a mess of it like I did all over your stove. So mix it all in. And then we're just going to mix our macaroni in here too. Mix it till it's all melted. So good. Alright, our macaroni's all ready. I'm not going to, I swear every time I turn my camera on, she asks for cheese. That child eats more than I do lately. You're not having cheese right now. Come. Oh, you took your slippers off. She had bagel, she had an orange, blueberries. What else did you have? You had some dry cereal. You had an apple. I don't think there's room in there for any more food. So anyway, the macaroni and cheese is all ready, so it's just sitting on the stove. You want down? So I'm going to get ready to make pancakes now. And this is the cookbook that I'm using. This is an old cookbook, the Purity All-Purpose Flour cookbook. My mom had this cookbook and I wanted a copy, and I ordered this off of eBay. I remember many years ago. But anyway, my pancake recipe comes from here. So, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows how to make pancakes, but here's my recipe. So I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of flour. So I'll get my ingredients out and then I'll be back. All right, let's see how fast we can make pancakes. We need 1.5 cups of flour. I'm using my half because my 1 cup is dirty. 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. I always just do the 2. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. Give that a mix. All right, let's dirty another dish here and add an egg in there. One egg beaten. See if I have enough milk here. 1 3/4 of a cup of milk. And 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or shortening. I may as well measure it since I have my, I was gonna say I may as well measure it since I have my spoon here, and I just made a mess there. All right, mix that up. All right, so now we're gonna add the wet to the dry. Lots of dishes. I'll mix with my fork. I'm gonna add some chia seeds and flax seeds to mine. Yes. And you just want to mix it until it is combined. And I'm going to get my grill from downstairs and I'm going to do them on the grill. I find that's the easiest way to do it because I can do multiple pancakes at a time. I always add chia seeds and flax seeds to mine because you can't taste either one of them. And just a healthy little thing to add in there. So I got most of the pancakes made. If I can show you, I got that many made, and I still have, I could probably make, probably only 2 more. But anyway, Emily is ready for a nap. So I'm going to just put the pancakes on pause, and I turned the grill off, and I'm going to give her her bottle to snuggle her while she has that, and put her in for a snooze, and then I will, do you get your banky? Oh, we got to get her banky. There we go. I will put her in for a nap, and I'll get back to my pancakes and see what else I can do. But right now, it's time for a snuggle and a bottle. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. All right, Emily is in for her nap, so I just have my last few pancakes cooking on the grill. So those are all mixed up. And I haven't eaten yet. It's lunchtime here. It's 12:03. I picked this up for myself. I actually ordered it off of Amazon. I wanted to get some protein pancake mix, and then of course as soon as it came in the mail, didn't I see pretty well the same stuff in our Walmart, which I had never seen before. Anyway, you just mix that up and add 3/4 of a cup of water. I added some chia seeds and some flax seeds to mine. So I'm going to mix those up for my lunch. There's the pancakes for the kids for their lunches. And then I have 3 more just cooking here. These are ready to be flipped. So that will be, their lunch is all set for tomorrow. They'll take some syrup with that. So I'm going to get my pancakes going on the grill here. This is how our macaroni and cheese turned out. I forgot to show you guys when I took it out of the oven. I just set the stove to delay cook. And so it cooked while we were at piano lesson. Emily is still asking for cheese. So you're asking for cheese? And I didn't do broccoli salad because I didn't have enough mayonnaise. So I just mixed up a salad. And then for those who don't like salad, they're having the broccoli with some dip and some celery. It's the next day here now. For supper tonight, we're going to have creamy garlic pork chops. It's just supposed to be a quick recipe. I've never made this before. I just found it on Pinterest. But the ingredients are easy. Just your pork chops, salt, pepper, garlic flour, chicken broth, lemon juice, garlic powder, and heavy cream. I might have to use whole milk for mine because I don't have a whole lot of cream left. I usually do my pork chops in cream and mushroom soup, but I found I was just getting a little bit tired of that. So anyway, I just thought I would try this. We're going to have it with some mashed potatoes. I just have some olive oil and butter in my pan here. It says to generously coat your pork chops with salt and pepper. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to let them sear in my pan here for a few minutes. Okay, my pan is quite hot. And I had to kind of laugh when I took these pork chops out because there's only 3 pork chops in here. And the package said a family size. So apparently that is a family size pack of pork chops. All right. So I put salt and pepper on the side that's down. And now I'm going to add salt to this side. I hope that's enough. It says to use a generous amount of salt and pepper. So I'm just going to give those a few minutes on that side. And I hope these won't be dry. That's why we always do the pork chops with the mushroom soup. And I always like to cook them low and slow in the crock pot, because they turn out nice and tender, and that's just the way we like them. So anyway, we'll give this a try and see how it goes. So I'm going to cook those for, I think it says 3 to 5 minutes, and then flip them over. I have some potatoes cooking here. I hope you can see the sun is just pouring through the window here, which is so nice, but it doesn't make a great light for filming. But anyway, I have some potatoes going here. I'm going to get those boiling, and I'm just going to do an easy side. The kids and I went bowling today, and then after bowling, they've been asking for a slushie for a long time, so we got slushies after bowling. Emily got Smarties instead of a slushie, so I don't know how hungry people are going to be here, but Dave will be hungry when he gets home from work. And our neighbor was actually kind enough to drop us off 2 pizzas this afternoon before we went bowling. So that was really, really thoughtful. I really appreciated that. So we're going to save the pizza and have the pizza tomorrow for Friday night. And we'll do the pork chops tonight. Dave took pizza in his lunch, so I didn't know if he would want pizza for lunch and supper. But so kind of our neighbor to do that for us. All right, so it says to remove the pork chops. I really hope these aren't going to be dry or tough. They feel like they're going to be, though. Okay, it says remove those. And turn my heat down a little bit. Add more butter, it says. And our garlic. Then it says to add a tablespoon of flour. It says to avoid the garlic. Oh, I need some of my garlic, or I need some of my butter. And so cook that for about 30 seconds. Alright, I'm going to mix mine all in here. I'm going to add half a cup of chicken broth.
It smells like craft dinner in here.
It smells like craft dinner. So I just used my chicken stock. So I have a half a cup. Audrey, can you give me the lemon juice from the fridge? Please? Actually, I'm going to grab a whisk.
Want me to mix it for you?
Okay, the recipe calls for a half a teaspoon of lemon juice. Okay, so it just says to keep stirring until it's noticeably thick. So mine's starting to get thick.
Want me to put this back?
I don't think you can reach Audrey.
Oh, definitely not. Where's my cover to this stuff? Is this?
Yeah.
Why is it purple? Oh, but this drink is purple and this is purple. And then the other is purple.
All right, it says to add 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. I'm not going to add that much cream. I'm going to do a mixture of whole milk and cream because I'm not going to get to the store tonight and I want Dave to have coffee cream for his coffee tomorrow. So I'm using that much cream and then I'm just going to use the rest whole milk. The recipe suggests that you don't do that because it might curdle, but anyway, let's see how it goes here. So we're going to let that thicken up, and it also calls for garlic powder.
I'm like, my hands are freezed.
Are they frozen? Actually, Emily's hands are freezing. Were those Emily's hands that just touched my leg?
Yeah. Go.
Audrey, don't bug her.
Can you put some more water on?
Yeah, and go do it in the bathroom. All right, and then 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So put that in there. And then once this thickens up, I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. We just put our pork chops back in and let them finish cooking and hope that it's good. All right, so I'm going to add my pork chops back in here. I really hope you can see with the sun. I'm trying to kind of stand in it to block it a little bit here. And I think you just want to let them kind of soak in the sauce until they finish cooking. I'm just going to let these continue to sit in there. I turned my heat down. You probably can't see. I have it turned down to low. I'm going to get my potatoes drained and mashed. I'm going to let these cook in the sauce. I think I'm going to cover them and let them finish cooking, and then I'll run down and we're just going to do a frozen vegetable. I'm going to do corn, I think, and maybe broccoli. I am just on my way to Tim Hortons to get a coffee for Dave and I. I only have a very short time here. My battery's going to die on my camera. So I just thought I would end the video out here where it's quiet. The supper was okay. The pork chops were a little bit tough. Nobody complained or said they didn't like them. Audrey loved them, but I'm not sure I would make them again. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I cooked this past little while. I know it was nothing like super extravagant or anything, you know, really different, but it's just what we've been eating the last little while. So anyway, I hope you found it useful. I will try and include the recipes in the description box. All right, my battery died while I was out in the van, so I'm back from Tim Hortons now and I got our coffees. I don't know what I was in the middle of saying, but thank you for watching. I always appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.